viewers. This is GMEB TV broadcasting live from our studio in Banjulundi, and I am Kadimbai as your host today. We are here to talk about the fatal accident that happened yesterday morning at the Brikama Forest. I will just allow my co-host to introduce himself.
Okay, thank you very much, my able boss and then the Iron Lady that goes by the name Kadi Mbai. My name is Bab Garfai, and I'm serving as the co-host today on the theme of the fatal accident that just happened yesterday on the entrance of the Brikama Forest. So I'm definitely privileged to stand here, and I hope so. As the program unveils, we will definitely learn a lot from yesterday's happening. I thank you for now.
Okay, thank you so much. Yesterday we heard that there was a fatal accident at the Brikama Forest, and you were there. Can you tell us? Can you explain to us about the accident?
Okay, thank you very much, my able boss. Yes, yesterday I was definitely there at the scene of the accident. The accident happened in the hours of sharp 8 in the morning, and I was fortunate to reach there around half 8. So when I reached, though, immediately, whenever that an accident happens, we do need to know that some people will be there that will be in serious conditions. So immediately before my arrival, those people were evacuated and they were taken to Brigham Hospital at first at the initial stage. So thereupon, they were escorted again to the Nemban clinic because there were some people down there, whose condition was definitely worsened. So this was why they were referred to the Nemban clinic. So upon my arrival at the scene, I saw the two vehicles that were involved in the accident. It was a C-class Benz and a Sprinter vehicle. So when I reached, fortunately, I met the police officers that were there. But on their narrations, on the scene down there, when the accident was happening, none of the security officers was there. So that's why the only report that they could gather was from HRCS and then the eyewitnesses on the ground down there at the time.
Meaning there was no security force there. Maybe when there were security forces there, this accident would not have been happened.
Yeah, we realized that in most cases around the forest, whenever the drivers reach there, they used to overspeed. So, like you made mention, there's that high possibility that whenever that we have, police officers at the entrance of the forest or just at the mid of the forest, will definitely minimize the speed of the vehicle. So, upon my arrival down there, then the SO was there and some, police officers. So, all I could do was to meet the SO and then introduce myself that I am a journalist from Jim EBTV, and then I want to have an interview with them. So the first police officer that I wanted to interview told me that yes, this is our SO because for us we are not permitted to speak to the media. I told him no problem. Then I went to the SO, I introduced myself to the SO. Then the SO told me, okay, no problem, it's fine. He told me that let me wait for him in 10 minutes because then he was calling in my presence. He called the escorts that went together with the ambulance, to confirm how many deaths were registered and how many people were involved in the
So,
car
meaning
accident.
during the accident, there were people that lost their lives.
Yes, at the initial stage when I reached, I found out that then the SO was calling to make that conversation. So when I reached, I didn't want to interrupt. I allowed him till when he was done with the call because he told me let me just wait for 10 minutes. So upon that waiting, I waited till that 10 minutes. SO was done. In fact, till they were trying to move the drivers that were involved in the accident to the station. And SO didn't tell me anything. After the SO telling me that I should wait for 10 minutes for him to come back to me. So upon that waiting at that 10 minutes, when they wanted to go, then all of a sudden, then I decided to talk to the SO. Then the SO told me that we have to go to the station, like so that he explained to me. But basically, when I went there, I got the chance to see the vehicle because the vehicle somersaulted. Yeah, according to narrations, the vehicle because even the nature of the vehicle will tell you that that vehicle somersaulted. That is a sprinter. Yeah. So to explain the scene of the accident, because when I read, I found the C-class Benz parked around the gate of the Farato farm. That is where the C-class Benz was parked from the accident. Because already the front wheel of the vehicle, was broken. In fact, I will tell you, was broken. Yeah, because of the bull joint down there when it hit it. So like from the scene down there, what I have observed is that the C-class Benz, in my own thought, and then what I have saw, I realized that the C-class Benz was coming from the Brikama, yeah, and then like this sprinter because it was facing this other side, Then I realized that then the sprinter was going to be the camera. Yeah, and that was the scene down there. So with the C-class Benz, I realized that when it was coming, according to sources, that it was trying to overtake. So in that aspect, because it was only the left side of the C-class Benz that got a problem. So that would directly tell you, yes, it's true, it was trying to overtake. So that was the time that it collided or clashed with the sprinter. Yeah, which led to the accident in Jonathan. Yeah, sure.
You were at the coverage yesterday, but you were not able to cover it. What were the limitations and challenges you faced during the coverage?
Okay, thank you very much, my able boss. With reference to the limitations that I faced, because like in my explanation on the scene, upon arrival, because like I said, when I met the SO just told me, let me hang on till 10 minutes, then, he will get back to me. I waited in that 10 minutes, the SO was done. The SO didn't even tell me anything about the whole issue. After him telling me that I should wait. When I read initially, I just, all that I wanted from the SO was like to introduce myself and then telling me that I'm a journalist. I wanted to have an interview with the drivers that are involved and some of the eyewitnesses so that I can ask them how does the incident or at the whole scene, how does it commence and how does it unfold.
So you were not being able to talk to any eyewitness there.
Yeah, at that very instant, when I talked to the SO told me to kindly wait. So I waited. In fact, even to take a snack, the SO told me no, let me just wait till if they are done, then he can talk to me. So the SO was done and then finalized everything. I mean, the SO didn't tell him anything. To an extent, even I have to see myself. I have to go to the SO. I tell him, yes, you told me to wait. I have been keeping waiting, and until to no avail, and you guys are about to go back. So can you now please tell me what is the issue? So I was talking to one police officer by the show name Sanyang. So who explained the issue to the SO? Then the SO tell us, yes, we should go to the police, to the station. So that is where they had to call it, the witnesses and the drivers that were involved were. So again, I went to the police station, as they said, because you have to abide to their law. Their sins. Yeah. So when I went to the station, again, the SO told me that he's not permitted to speak to the media.
And he's the one who asked you to wait.
To wait for the 10 minutes. But to my surprise, again, the SO told me that they are not permitted to speak to the media. That the only person that is permitted to speak to the media is the IPRO of the Gambia Police Force. Yeah, because whenever that scenes happen, the IPRO also has to make a report. Yeah, so he told me that the only person that is permitted to speak is the IPRO. I told him, is the IPRO in presence? He told me no. Yeah. So I told him that I want to have the IPRO's number. He told me, let me go and see the OC. But to my dismay again, the OC also went aside with the SO, yeah, to tell me that yes, he didn't even have the number of the IPRO because the IPRO is on course at the UK, and now it's the assistant that is there, and he doesn't even have the number of the assistant. So again, from away from that, when I reach to the station, they call on the two drivers that were involved so that they can give their report. So when I also read that, because I was standing at the door waiting to see how we will it info, I again went inside and I pleaded to the SO that is concerned. I told him, hence these people are giving their testimonies on how the interview went on. Can you please kindly allow me as a media personnel, as they're giving their testimonies directly to the police, let me also write my own report. Yeah, because most of cases you realize that whenever people are involved in accident, if you want to interview them, they fear because to them the media is their threat or their personalities will be scattered to the world. We all nobody prays that we go and present your identity to the world. But what is our role as journalists is that we tell people the trending facts that are happening. Already we know that nobody prays for the accident, but we already realize that already it has happened. So the only thing that we can do is to get the accurate sources from the horse's mouth, then we relate it to the people. Because whether you want it or not, people has already, heard about it. And to my surprise, but before I read that, people were telling me, in fact, 5 deaths were registered just from hearsays. So as a journalist, my role is to collect information from authentic sources and from the related to people. So the people that were telling that, 5, I in fact had other people telling, in fact, everybody in the sprint that passed away. So, all those things are rumors. So the best thing that we could have done as journalists was to get the accurate information and then from there be able to relate it. But to my dismay again, these officers that were concerned were just limiting me. They don't even allow me to listen to the testimonies of the victims that are concerned. So, obviously you see that, it was something that was definitely hard for me to be able to have an information. It is very much disappointing that it's only, I will not even say in Africa, but particularly in the Gambia, that you are a journalist, yes, or a media personnel, you go to an incident, you are not even permitted to make a coverage. the personnel, officers will be there, to limit you. And that is very unprofessional. We have different rules. Their rule is to make sure, there is safety. Yes, yeah, exactly. They protect the lives of the people. And our role as people, because we are all towards nation building, is to pass information, accurate information to the people. So if you are doing that, act, why should they be limiting us? It's something that is a very big question mark to their professionalism. I definitely have to doubt their professionalism. Because the moment that I went there, I introduced myself that I'm a media personnel, I've been given a card. So the moment I portray that card to them, they should not even question me any further. I can even go and sit and my identity will not even be known whether I'm a journalist or not. I can just be making my coverage. Because anybody that sees me will not even know what I'm there in particular. Because the moment people know that already I'm a journalist, they will begin to grow fears here and there, which will definitely limit my smooth movement. But in particular, the biggest limitation that I have was to the security personnel that were concerned. And I definitely put it to them that this is very unprofessional. Nobody should do that. It's definitely out of hand. So I definitely pray and hope that they will definitely change that attitude of theirs to understand the rules and the functions of the media. That we are not enemies, but we are definitely there to protect and then to save lives.
From our notice, we heard that there were Gambian college students that are involved in this accident. What is the current situation of these people as for now?
Okay, yes, that is something that is very much authentic. That in the fatal accident yesterday, yes, 4 Gambian college students were involved in that accident. And then 2 of those were released from the Brikama hospital. And then 2 of those that were involved were later referred to the man clinic because of the critical conditions in which they were. So 2 of those that were early released were Sekou O Ture, a Gambia College student studying agriculture, high diploma as a program. Yeah, agriculture student was relieved. And then we have another student who goes by the name Abokar Fati. He's part of the executive council of the STAR, that is the Student Teachers Association, the sub-association that is responsible for students that are under the School of Education. He was an executive member serving as the Auditor General. So he was down there at the scene. Today, unfortunately rather, we wanted to invite him here so that like we also have a direct tete or closed door interview with him. But unfortunately that due to his health condition, he couldn't definitely appear on time. So this is why we went ahead today with the interview here. But like those are the 2 people that were relieved from the Brigham Hospital. So the other 2 that were in critical condition that were referred to the man clinic are Senabu Sohna, one lady is also from how to call it, School of Education, pursuing advanced diploma primary, yeah, as a program. And then we have Alassane Kamara, yeah, who is also a Gambia College student on the School of Education, pursuing advanced diploma secondary in year 2. Yeah. But like when in their critical conditions right now, the 2 that were relieved are already at home because just Abokar Fati that sustained some injuries on the hand, which was though, the GCSU intervened, to pay, yeah, so that like it was taken care of. Yeah, and then we had realized that, Sohana too was released from the hospital. So right now it is only it's only Alassane Kamara that is currently admitted at the hospital down there. Yeah.
You have paid a visit to the Nemban clinic. Can you tell us your encounter there?
Yeah, today basically, yes, I went and paid a visit to the Gambia College students that were concerned there. Yes, and then Alhamdulillah, it was a smooth success because I timed myself down there in them and there's a timing that which, visitors are allowed to go in, which is by 4:30. So, I timed myself then I make it to the gate. I was even standing there for some minutes before they open the gate. So when I opened the gate, luckily then, 2 of the GCS, that is the main union of the Gambia College student body, were around. That is the IPRO, and then we have the finance minister were around. So 3 of us then we entered to pay tribute to the person that was done admitted down there from the Gambia College. Like I told you, it was 2 people that were there. Were from yesterday, that is Senabu Sohna and then Alassane Kamara. But thank God Senabu Sohna sustained some injuries on the head, but it is now identified that it's okay. And she has now been relieved and then she's now back home. So right now today when I paid visit, it is only Alassane Kamara that I found there on the scene. Though at the same entrance of the Ndeman clinic, when I read there, I found that some of the classmates of Alassane Kamara also went there to pay a visit to him. Yeah, they were all female ladies, about 10 in number. I was even fortunate to have an interview with one of those, colleagues that were down there present. From her testimonies in an interview, she did told me that yes, yesterday it was the male colleagues of Alassane Camara that paid, tribute, and they were also able to contribute some amounts and then take it to the hospital down there so that like they can give it to families so that they will be able to support themselves down there. And then today too, these other 10 sisters that's also left from the Gambia College, they also tried to contribute something and then they took it. So in an interview in one of those people that paid tribute was Awaba. Yeah, I had an interview with Awaba and then I asked what was the main purpose of her visit. So she then disclosed to us that it was because as a result of the close friend that was Alassane Kamara that is admitted there. That is why they deemed it very much befitting to pay a visit down there to the hospital. Because they knew Alassane to be somebody that is very much kind hearted, very much friendly, and very much open to people. So that was something that was definitely enough to them. So I later asked her about her status currently paying a visit to the hospital because from eyewitness, when I was on the ground, I saw some of the colleagues were crying because when they paid visit and came, they found out that their friend is lying down there. It was definitely a very sad feelings for them. Yeah, though they also prayed that he got speedy recovery from the hospital down there. Yeah, though they were happy that they saw him alive and then he was bit also improving, as they testified. Yeah. So when I entered upon, I was fortunate also to have an interview with both the father of Alassane Kabara, that is the victim himself, and likewise the mother. In a close interview with the dad, he did told me that yesterday they were surprised and then shocked when they had the information that their son was involved in the accident because the father's name is Ibrahim Kamara. They are resident of Tanje Lambisara, is where they are living. So he used to tell me that immediately after Fajr, then the son, who is Alassane Kamara, will prepare immediately to leave for Gambia College. Yeah, because the distance is far. So this is what was why after Fajr, then he prepared and he bought a vehicle to head to Gambia College. So all of a sudden, to their surprise, they had an information that though the wife was the one that was called, that their son is involved in a car accident. That she felt very much bad and very much sorry. Though she was also thankful from the support that he received from the Gambia College, but the student bodies and likewise from the administration, since from yesterday people have been coming there to pay a visit, was definitely something that they were happy. So I asked about the situation of Alassane. How was his situation yesterday? Because yesterday, I didn't pay a visit there. It was today that I was fortunate to pay a visit there. In his testimony, he did told me that yesterday Alassane was in severe pain. Yeah, because the injury was definitely worse on yesterday. But today, it's a bit relief. But in his status, he did told me that, the son was crying bitterly and then, asking the dad for assistance because due to the pain that he was feeling in the hands. So the father too couldn't do much than to be worried. But fortunately enough for the father, as he stepped out, he met one nurse whom he knew in passing. So it was the nurse that was able to at least help facilitate calling and then the meeting of a doctor. Yeah, that doctor then came, to at least have the checkup with the patient and his asthma camera. So that was the testimony from the aspect of the father. So I later on moved ahead to have an interview again with the mother. So the mother to Alhamdulillah, I asked whether are there any difficulties or challenges that they are facing or suffering. Yeah, she did tell me that, thank God from the support that they have received, from the student bodies and then from the administration is definitely very much helpful to them. And they are definitely thankful. He said to her, she never knew that, the song is that much good. Because it was only from yesterday to today, the amount of people that she has seen rather, coming to pay a visit to the son definitely told us that the son was definitely good to people. And that is something that she is very much thankful and she cannot just spare us. And that the only thing we could do was to pray for us, that in whatever that we are doing, that we have excelled in the issue, and also pray that Alassane also get a full recovery. Then away from that, I also interviewed the mother on the condition of the son, who is Alassane Kamara, the victim right now there. And then she did disclose to me that yesterday, she was in pain. Sorry, rather, Alassane was in pain. Yeah, so out of that pain, when the first doctor that arrived suggested that Alassane's hand should be amputated. Because due to the accident, it was from the fingers till to the elbow. It's all entirely swollen. Yeah, so from the first diagnosis of the doctor, what he did say was the bone, this main bone, yeah, it's been broken, and the main tissue too is been broken. So therefore, the hand will not be in functional anymore. But thank God, in today's, I mean, from another doctor, he did disclose to them that actually, I mean, it's only the bone that is broken, but this tissue is still in functional. So that was why yesterday they only make some surgery, yeah, to make sure that the blood that is been inside there is being cleared and here and there. So of recent now, they say that they will not more amputate the hand. So the only thing they will do is to do another second surgery. Yeah, and then when another second surgery is being done, then the broken bones has to be then made again. Yeah, if need be, they have to break it again to make sure that they are able to bear it, so that it's still okay. But as of recent, the hand is swollen. Though when I read there today, he's very much happy that yes, he was definitely happy to see us around him. And then in an interview too with him, I was also fortunate to interview the patient himself, who is Alassane Camara. Yeah, in his testimonies, he did give two concerns. First of the concern was to be thankful to the student bodies, that is both STA, the student body and the School of Education, and then the main union for their immense support that they have definitely given. That he definitely um, acknowledged their effort, that this is how a leader should behave. Whenever your subjects are in difficulty, you should definitely try to stand for them. And that is something that he has definitely seen in this executive from both the meeting and then the staff. They have definitely been very much supportive, and they were around since yesterday till today. And then he was definitely very much thankful, for the time that and the efforts that were also catered to pay him a visit. So he said that the only thing that he could say was to just tell them that thank you very much. Yeah, that he couldn't just pay them enough. And then the second concern that he gave them, because I asked him in an interview, that we realized that nobody prays for an accident. But we realized that on his way as he tracked to the school, all of a sudden that this unexpected accident occurred. So like what is his mixed feeling as of now? So that was the time that he disclosed to me that this is his final semester in his second year, because he's doing advanced diploma second year of 3 years program. He's currently in his second year in his final semester. And then he's about to do, after the end of the trimester, he will start one examination. So he definitely gave concern that he didn't know his current situation, how long will he be on the sick bed. Though the right hand is his effort thing, the right hand is what he uses for his education and whatsoever. And then it's the same right hand that is now being affected. But one thing he said, he thanked God that he's somebody that is even majoring in IT. Yeah, he's majoring in SES and IT at the Gambia College. So he's very much good in computer literacy skills. So now what he pleaded to the Gambia College authorities and the student body at large is that let them help him to make sure that they facilitate a computer for him during his examination tenure or period. Let them try to provide him a computer or a laptop. Even down there at the hospital where he's on his sick bed, he will try with his left hand to be able to type. Though you understand that the left hand is not very much fast, so he'll plead to the administration that let them give him ample time and let them be understanding to him. In brief synopsis, this was definitely my cool encounter down there at the university.
Wisdom or speedy recovery, and to those who lost their life, may their soul rest in Jannah. Before I end this program, I would like to, what advice do you have for the drivers and the security personnel?
And even the police securities that have been concerned. Because I believe most of these programs or challenges, from the vehicle aspect, the police officers also have a very bigger role to play in this aspect, which is definitely of very much of essence. But at times it's very much of dismay. I know they are definitely trying their utmost best, but sometimes it's definitely very much insufficient in their operations. Because you realize that this driver sometimes they will not do what you call bukafare. You'll even talk to the driver and will tell you, don't worry, police are driver. So that will tell you they have that confidence, that joking relationship with the police themselves. So in that aspect of the police, they are definitely lagging behind. So they should make sure that if a driver comes, yes, at times it should not only be give me your kites, do your documents. No, it doesn't always make sense. Tell the driver that please the maintenance of driver. The maintenance of vehicle. You direct the driver, tell him that if I see you another time, that's the time that I will park you. But not every mistake is the man. No, it's very much unprofessional sometimes. Or you realize that John Madal Kite, when a police stop at John Madal Kite, you will see a police will stop a driver. In just next 2-3 minutes, the driver will come back with the documents. So that will obviously tell that the driver has definitely given something to the police officer. And this is something that is a rampant corruption in Africa, in particular the Gambia, has currently been diagnosed as one of the most corrupt countries. And it's something that is happening. You will never realize still if you go to the towns and to the offices, the departments that are concerning in the country. The amount of corruption that is always being exerted is definitely beyond or out of reach. But just in synopsis, hence we are just concluding, on the aspect of the drivers, let them just try to drive with care. Yeah, like I said, what is meant to happen will surely happen, but let them just make sure that they drive with care, and then let them make sure that they observe or follow the traffic rules. So that will be my final wisdom.
Thank you so much. This is all we have for you in our today's edition. I am telling by my co-host Babukar Fai. This is all we have for you. Thank you, my cameraman.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Follow